students, welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. You are watching the YouTube channel of Kottayam Don Bosco College. I am Raniar, Assistant Professor, Postgraduate Department of English. In this lecture series, I am dealing the paper Methodology and Perspectives of Humanities, which is a core paper for Semester 6 BA English students under Kerala University. This is the third lecture of the series. I hope you had gone through the first two lectures. In today's video lecture, I am going deep into this subject. Let me begin with the topic, what constitutes humanities? As I told you, humanities is an academic discipline that studies the aspects of human, society and culture. The word humanities is derived from a Latin expression studia humanitatis, which means education befitting a cultivated man. So actually studia humanitatis, it was coined during the 15th century, that means in the Renaissance time, and this is a course of studies which consisted grammar, poetry, rhetoric, history and moral philosophy. Humanities study the different ways in which people document human experience, and this leads to the classification of humanities as various subjects like literature, art, philosophy and cultural studies. So as I mentioned earlier, humanities has a strong relation towards human experience. That is why it deals with the various subjects like literature, art, philosophy, cultural studies, etc. So study of humanities create wisdom in us. Now let's check the practical purposes of humanities. Humanities actually help us to make a sense of our life and world. So these humanities are the stories, maybe the ideas and the words that help us to make sense of our lives and our world. That is why it is said that humanities help us to make sense of our life and world. It also introduces new people, places, ideas, etc. So through that we can be easily aware of new ideas or about new people. It also helps us to decide what is important in our lives and what can we do to make them better. So humanities or the various disciplines of humanities help us to address the challenges we face. And the disciplines of humanities offer models and methods for addressing dilemmas and acknowledging ambiguity and paradox. And what do you mean by this ambiguity and paradox? Ambiguity, simply you can say that ambiguity is the confusion, or paradox is the two contradictory things as presented as one. So various disciplines of humanities like literature, arts, philosophy, etc., they offer models and methods for addressing dilemmas. Dilemmas means problems, and acknowledging ambiguity and paradox. Humanities also help us to release our tensions. It also gives voice to feeling and artistic shape to experience, balancing passion and rationality and exploring issues of morality and value. So according to Lynn Maxwell, the study of the humanities provides a venue in which the expression of ordering interpretations and experiences can be recognized and areas of common interest explored. What are the characteristics of humanities? So there are various disciplines under humanities. So these various disciplines are diversifying because population increases at a rapid rate, and that is why the nature of societies are also changing. So as lifestyle, language, approaches and climatic conditions or morality codes, etc. undergo changes, new studies and challenges also arise. So in the case of this humanities, or the term humanities, it is associated with man, humanities. So there is a human, so it is naturally associated with human. and it comes from the Latin word homin, which means man. In the present day situation, the humanities is a common term applied in universities and colleges to a group of disciplines distinguished in content and also method from the physical and biological sciences. Homi J. Fafa explains we must understand the humanities in two ways. The humanities are a set of educational disciplines like literature, history, classics, theology, philosophy, but the humanities also represent a worldview in which human values like justice, rights, freedom, interest, inclusion, etc. are the measures of progress and development. So according to Homi J. Fafa, humanities, we must understand humanities in two different ways. The first one is humanities. We should accept humanities as a set of educational discipline, and the other one is the humanities also represent a world view in which human values are considered as a measure of progress and development. Humanism is the term associated with humanities. It is closely associated with it. Humanism is actually a way of looking at the world by emphasizing the importance of human beings and their place in the universe. And that is, it had its origin in the life and thought of ancient Greek and Rome. It was during the time in between 1300 to 1500, and during this period, Christian church held power over all scholarship, and the humanities were labeled so because their interest lay in human studies rather than the theological, and they believed that the ideal of all education should be the creation of individual who is humane and balanced in his thinking and activities. So humanism, we can simply say that it is originated in ancient Greece and Rome, and in the case of humanists, they had their interest in human studies and the ideal of all education. According to humanists, the ideal of all education is the creation of a humane individual. And all humanities streams have humanistic ideals at their center. Even the English humanist, the very famous writer Matthew Arnold, he was an English humanist. He said the goal for modern humanistic education is knowledge of the best that has been taught and said in the world. And his ideal was a person whose powers were all in balance, who had knowledge and knew how to live in harmony with others by appreciating beauty and possessing high standards of moral judgment. Okay, dear students, with this I am concluding today's class. Let's continue the rest of the portion in our coming classes. So in the next class, I'll discuss the topic humanities and the sciences. So, my dear students, do one thing. Don't forget to write the homework and send me through WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice time.